Hi, I'm Sean Moore and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're making the classic spaghetti and marinara sauce that is beyond basic. This Italian-American style meal is extra special because we're making the pasta by scratch, as well as the sauce. And if you haven't subscribed to Cooking with Taste, then take the time to do so. Okay, let's get started. For our homemade pasta, we're going to use two types of flour, which I'll measure in grams. In this case, the metric system will help both of us out with consistency. Once we measure out the flour, I recommend giving that flour one good sifting so we can filter out any of the clumps of debris. With your hands, make a well in the pile of flour, which gives us room for the eggs. In this case, we need 7 whole eggs. Whisk the eggs with a fork and gradually incorporate the outer perimeter of flour into your eggs. I swear to you, this pasta recipe is very straightforward. The main request I would ask of you for this very simple recipe will be to invest some money into higher quality ingredients. It will make a significant difference in the texture and the flavor of the dish. Using my bench scraper, gradually cut the flour into the pasta dough until the dough becomes more cohesive. At this point, the dough should be a bit shaggy, which is fine. The rest of the kneading will be done by hand. Get a timer because we're going to be kneading this dough for 15 minutes straight. If that step is difficult for you, then you can easily complete the step using a food processor. Once your dough is taut, wrap it in some plastic wrap to prevent drying out and let the dough rest for at least 30 minutes. This resting phase allows the excess gluten structures to relax, which affects the final texture. While our pasta dough is resting, let's prep our marinara sauce. I will emphasize again about the quality of ingredients because not much is going into the sauce. Just blend your tomatoes straight from the can with your stick blender, and that's it. Let's move on. In a medium saucepan, pour in 2 tablespoons of good quality extra virgin olive oil. The heat is on medium. Toss in 1 teaspoon of red chili flakes for heat. Then pour in your canned tomato. I don't recommend wearing a white shirt for this step. Pour in half a cup of water, half a teaspoon of salt, and 3 cloves of smashed garlic. Cover and put on simmer for 1 hour. Okay, our dough is ready for action. We are going to prep our table with a light dusting of flour. With my bench scraper, we need to divide our dough into thirds. If you have a small family, then you only need 1/3 of the overall dough. The extra portions can be wrapped up and kept in the fridge for up to 3 days, or placed in the freezer for up to 1 month. Basically, you can always have fresh pasta on hand. Now, with my 1/3 portion of pasta dough, just press it down with your hands. For the last bit of kneading and cutting, I opted in for my stand mixer with the pasta cutting attachment. It just makes the last steps much easier and efficient for both of us. With my speed on number 2 and the widest adjustment on my pasta cutter, prep your dough with some flour and gently pass the dough through the kneading hole. Do not press or pull the dough. Also, keep your fingers away from the feeding hole. Fold your pasta in half and pass it through the feeding hole. Next, cut that sheet in half. We're going to roll the sheets through thinner settings, and we don't want the sheets to be super long. I recommend dusting with flour from time to time. Turn your dial to the 2nd or 3rd indicator and continue rolling the sheets. Do this for 2 rounds. From there, increase the dial setting to number 4. You should notice your sheets getting longer and thinner. Give your pasta sheets another thin coating of flour before moving on to the last roll, which I'm on setting number 5. From this point, we're going to cut the pasta into spaghetti. This machine literally does the work for you. After we cut the pasta, line a baking sheet with parchment paper and lay out your spaghetti on the sheet in the shape of a nest. Add a dusting of flour to prevent sticking. All we have to do is repeat the last 3 steps. 1 pass through the roller, 1 pass through the spaghetti cutter, and lay down your pasta in a nest shape. It's literally that easy. Here is a close-up. Okay, we are at that 1 hour mark. The texture of my marinara is so good. I just want to taste for seasoning. Trust me, this sauce is super sweet on its own. It's just missing a bit of freshness, which fresh basil can actually resolve. Just drop the basil and the sauce, put aside, and let's work on our side dish. To complement such a robust meal, I decided on a raw salad with blood oranges and avocado. The blood orange is sweet and tart, and the avocado is creamy and fatty. And keeping up with the theme of simplicity, the main factor into pulling off this salad is the quality and detail of the presentation. I am opting in for cutting my blood oranges into segments, which eliminates the extra skin. This is an easy way to elevate the experience of every bite. Now, slicing avocado is straightforward. Just make sure your knife is sharp, otherwise you're going to have a mushy mess on your hands. Take the pit out, remove it with a paper towel, like so, and scoop out your avocado. Repeat on the other half. From here, you can make the slices as thin or as thick as you like. Just watch your fingers. Make an arrangement of avocado on your plate. I'm aiming for the shape of an eye, which you'll notice shortly. Now, arrange your blood orange segments onto your plate. With the remaining parts of the blood orange, I'm making a quick vinaigrette for the avocados to retain its color. Just squeeze some juice, pour in 2 tablespoons of quality extra virgin olive oil, season with a dash of salt and black pepper, and that's the vinaigrette. Now we can drizzle the vinaigrette on top of our avocado salad and put the dish aside while we cook our pasta. In a large pot of boiling water, pour in some salt and drop your spaghetti pasta. Fresh pasta cooks quickly, so don't walk away from that stove. The cooking process will only take about 2 to 3 minutes max. When your spaghetti floats to the top, then give it a taste for doneness. It should have a small bite to it, but that's it. Drain your spaghetti, and that is it. I am still shocked by the simplicity of this meal. Usually, I gravitate towards more complex entrees, but this spaghetti with marinara is a game changer. A little tip that I would share with you is to toss a little bit of sauce or olive oil into the pasta so nothing will stick to each other. Twirl your spaghetti with a ladle and a carving fork. This helps you to achieve a uniform shape of pasta, and just lay it down to a plate of your choice. And top your spaghetti with that luscious marinara sauce, a copious amount of Parmesan cheese, and fresh basil to finish. And just like that, we made the classic spaghetti with marinara sauce from scratch with minimal cleanup and no stress. Since I learned how easy it is to make your own marinara sauce, I never went back to the jar stuff. If you were inspired by this video and wish to implement these tips to your cooking repertoire, then please hit that like button. Subscribe to Cooking with Taste, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.